The Wise Khizir AS. Remember the time when Musa said to his companion, "I will not stop until I reach the middle of the two seas, I will continue for ages." When they reached the confluence of the two, they forgot about their fish. It went down into the sea like a tunnel. When they advanced further, Musa said to his companion, "Bring us breakfast, we are tired from our journey." He said, "Did you notice that I forgot about the fish when we were resting on the rocks? It was the devil who made me forget to speak of him." The fish miraculously made its way down into the sea. Musa said, "We were searching this place." Then they retraced their steps.
Then they met one of my servants, Khizir, whom I had bestowed favors from me and whom I had taught from me a special knowledge. Musa said to him, "Shall I follow you on the condition that you teach me from the knowledge of the true path that has been given to you?" He said, "You can never be patient with me. How can you be patient about things that are not your knowledge?" Musa said, "If Allah wills, you will find me patient and I will not disobey any of your commands." He said, "Well, if you follow me, do not ask me about anything until I tell you something about it." Then they set off, and when they boarded the boat he pierced it. Musa said, "Did you make a hole in it to drown the riders? You have done a serious wrong." He said, "Didn't I say that you can't be patient with me at all?" Musa said, "Do not blame me for my mistakes, and do not be too strict with me." Then they began to graze. When they met the boy on their way, he killed him. Then Musa said, "Did you destroy an innocent life without the crime of murder? You have done a serious wrong." He said, "Did I not tell you that you cannot be patient with me at all?" Musa said, "If I ask you about anything after that, you will not accompany me? My objections to you have reached their limit."
Then both started walking. As they continued, they reached the inhabitants of a town and asked for food, but they refused to entertain them. Then there they saw a crumbling wall, and Khizir strengthened, raised it. Musa said, "You could have accepted payment for it if you wanted." He said, "This is where you and I parted ways. But I am explaining the significance of that which you could not be patient about. As for the boat, the word is, it belonged to some poor man. They sought livelihood at sea. I wanted to make the boat defective, because before them was a king who would have taken all the boats by force. And the boy's parents were believers. I feared that he would embarrass them by rebellion and blasphemy. Then I asked that their Lord bestow upon them instead such a son, who would be greater in purity and closer in devotional love. And that wall, that of two fatherless youths of the city, beneath it lies their treasure, and their father was virtuous. So your Lord graciously willed that they should attain maturity and that they should recover their wealth. I have done nothing of my own accord. That is the explanation of what you were impatient about." Surah, Kaf, verses 60-82.
Sa'id ibn Zubair said, "I said to Ibn Abbas, no Kulbaikali says that the Musa who met Khizir was not the Musa of Bani Israel." Ibn Abbas said, "The enemy of Allah is telling lies." Ubay ibn B told me, Ibn Abbas, that he heard Rasulullah say, Musa was speaking among the Bani Israel. He was asked, "Who knows the most of the human race?" He replied, "I know the most." Allah was angry with him, since he was not given this knowledge. Allah said to him through Wahy, "At the confluence of two seas a servant of mine is staying, he knows more than you." Musa said, "O my Lord, how can I reach him?" Allah said, "Take a fish with you and put it in a bag, then depart. Where you lose it, you will find it." So he took a fish. He put it in the bag, then started walking. A young man named Yusha ibn Nun was also with him. They reached a rock by the sea, and both of them fell asleep with their heads on it. At this time the fish jumped into the bag. It came out of the bag and fell into the seawater. And where the fish had passed, Allah stopped the flow of seawater and made a channel there. After waking up, his partner forgot to tell him about the fish. They walked the rest of that day and that night. The next day Musa said, "We are feeling very tired in this journey, now bring us food." Surah, Kaf 62. Rasulullah said, "In fact, Musa was feeling tired ever since he left the place where Allah had spoken of the meeting, that is where the fish fell into the water." Then his servant said to him, "You remember the rock by which we rested? There." Rasulullah said, Both of them returned to the previous stone while retracing their steps.
he saw a person sitting there wrapped in clothes. Musa, Boo, greeted him. In response, Khizr said to him, "How is the practice of salam in your country?" Musa, Boo, said, "I am Musa." Khizr asked, "Moses of Bani Israel, prophet?" Musa said, "Yes, I am the prophet Musa of Bani Israel. I have come that you may teach me the knowledge that you have been taught." He, Khizr, replied, "You cannot be patient with me." Surah Qaf 67. O Musa, Allah has given you knowledge, a knowledge which you did not find. Allah has also given me knowledge, such knowledge that I have not been able to find all. Musa said, "Inshallah you will find me kind, and I will not disobey any of your orders." Surah Al-Qaf 69. Khizr said to him, "If you want to go with me, then do not ask me anything until I tell you myself." Surah Qaf 70. So they both left. They started walking along the seashore. They saw a boat. Talked to the boatman about taking them by boat. They recognized Khizr, so he took them to the destination, but did not take any payment in return. As the two of them boarded the boat, Khizr blew away one of the planks of the boat with his axe. Musa, Boo, said to him, "They carried us for free, but you damaged their boat." Khizr said, "Did I not tell you before that you cannot be patient in going with me?" Musa said, "Do not seek forgiveness from me for what I have forgotten, and do not be too strict with me." Rasulullah said, "Musa did it the first time while forgetting. Then came a sparrow bird. The bird sat on the edge of the boat. He drank a drop of water from the sea with his lips." Seeing this scene, Khizr said to Musa, "As much water as this sparrow drew from the sea, my knowledge and yours is as much as compared to the knowledge of Allah." Then they left the boat and started walking along the seashore. On the way, Khizr saw a little boy playing with other boys. He took the boy by the hand. He separated his head from the body. He killed him. Musa, Boo, said to him, "You killed an innocent child, while he did not kill anyone? You have done something wrong." He said to him, "Didn't I tell you before that you can't be patient with me?" Musa said, "If I ask you any more questions then you will not keep me company." Then they started moving forward. On their way they reached a settlement. He asked the people there for food. They refused to entertain the two. There they saw a wall. The wall was about to fall. Khizr stood up. He straightened the wall with his own hands. Musa said, "We asked the people of this settlement for food, but they refused to entertain us. If you wanted, you could take the wages of this work."
Khizr said, "Sir, from here you and I parted ways. Now I will explain to you the significance of those things about which you could not be patient. The thing about that boat was that it was owned by a few poor people. They used to live by fishing in the sea. I wanted to anchor the boat. The reason is that there is a king's territory in front of him that takes every boat by force. Then about that boy, his parents were believers. I feared that the boy would later trouble them with his disobedient and rebellious behavior. So I asked Allah to give them instead a child who would be better than him in terms of character and better than him in terms of human affection and kindness. And the thing about this wall is that it belongs to two orphan boys who live in this town. Beneath these walls are treasures hidden for them. Their father was a virtuous person. So your Lord willed that the two sons grow up and inherit the wealth reserved for them. This is done because of the mercy of your Lord. I didn't do anything myself. This is the meaning of those things for which you could not be patient." Rasulullah said, "It would have been better if Musa had been a little more patient. Then Allah would have told us some more of them." Buhari, Hadith No 4725.